Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina and it's a beautiful day to be creating with you. And I have to say, as I look around at the very darkness of my craft room, what makes it beautiful is that I get to do something I love with people who are awesome and incredible like you. So thank you so much for that blessing in my life because it is miserable outside, but it's a beautiful day in here. Okay, I am continuing my craft journey with this part 3 of, it's an extensive layout. By the time it's done, we're increasing the space of this layout by 12 by 16 inches. So, it's 3+ pages contained in this one layout. I am using the Let's Party scrapbook workshop, the scrapbooking workshop. I love the scrapbooking workshops because you get all the things. You get die cuts, you get exclusive papers, you get, I'm trying to reach for my acrylic case, sorry. You get like embellishments, there's all kinds. Die cuts are one of my favorites, so I'll mention those again and again and again. Exclusive papers, as I said, but you also get this guide. And if you wanted to, you could just follow the Close to My Heart guide and make 6 really awesome pages, but I kind of like to do my own thing. I try to pick my favorite layout and do something inspired by that, and then kind of, go rogue. All right, after you are done punching your die cuts out of this squirrely whirly line, this little thing that I have, look, let's look at it on this one. This line that's right here, it comes all the way around and then there's die cuts in the middle. You're left with this, which is a symmetrical piece. And I can't say that I'm going to use it, but I don't know that I'm not going to use it. The more I look at it, I think I'm going to try to use it. So I just want to encourage you to grab this and put this aside. Never throw anything away from the kit until we're done the entire craft series, because I will do multiple scrapbook pages, cards, favors, little treats, anything that I can. While I'm working with the collection, sometimes I even come back to it. All right, I'm going to put this aside. Page 1 and 2 are already done. So page 2 is not this page. It actually is what's face down on my mat. And I put it down and I laid all my stuff on it. And I didn't necessarily think about that. I want to make sure, okay, I'm reaching for a piece of white daisy. I want to make sure that I show you how to do the flip if you're going to use the back of your paper. I'm going to try to slide this off and see if I think I'm close. Let's just move it really quickly. All right. I like to lay my stuff out. It really does help me. Okay, we're just going to lay it on this piece of white daisy that's kind of overcut because we'll come in and there you go and do it. Okay, so here we go. This is the right page. I have it on the left, but it is the right page of the layout unless you decide to switch them. Your page is your way. All right, and what I've done is the flip flap, which the details will all be in the comments, and I'll make sure after I do this 3rd video, I'll make sure I put the links for all 3 in all the comments of the videos. This flip flap is going to go on like this at the top of our page, and it will flip up. So if you're using the back, you want to make sure before you put everything on that we flip it up like this. Okay. If you are worried about getting it on right, you can use another sheet of 12 by 8 white daisy. I just don't want mine to be too thick, and I've got multiple layers going here, so I thought it would be better for me to just flip and use the back. We're going to start with that. All right, so putting this together. All right, I put it out of the way, and then I'm like, let me bring it back in. All right, so you can see here I have this pink. This is the exclusive paper. I used that as my base page in one of the former videos. I wanted to keep that, so I've grabbed the 2nd sheet of that. And this kind of matches everything. It matches our circles. I have a little bit of the pink up here. I have it everywhere else, and I cut this at 2.5. So 2.5 straight across, so 2.5 by 12. Exclusive paper, and it has that really nice texture element to it. I really like that. Okay, just line that up. There we go. And then right above that, I'm putting one of our zip strips. Close to my heart, how much I love these zip strips. I know there's other names for them, and if you know of other names for these, can you put them in the comments? I'm always interested in, you know, what everybody calls this. It's like we have our own language as paper crafters. All right, this also tells you all the information you need, like the color palette that is in your kit, which is all the information you need because you get everything. All right, this is going to go right above it. And I want to keep the inside of these, as I said, not too, I don't want them to be too fancy. All right, so the issue with that is I don't want my flip flap to be bowed up. I want it to lay as flat as it can so that that page looks okay. All right, I'm ripping this little piece off right here. And let me do a small shift. Okay, I'll do that little small shift right there so you can see the very edge. Okay, this is, I just ripped that little piece off because I want to put this across here. And I want it to go off, and I am kind of repeating what I had on the left page. I'm adding just a little bit of glue. And I'm going to be doing a patch behind my photo. So I don't need this to go all the way across because we're going to create a little patch right here. So I have a photo that I'm going to place right here. If you ever have like two pieces of something and they're not as long as you would like them to be, a patch is the key. I'm going to put this not quite in the middle. I'm thinking about adding something underneath of it. So, and by the part that is not quite in the middle, I mean the bottom swirly, the part that I stuck all the way over here, lining it up, kind of using that. Okay, there we go. Before I add that second piece, I just want to make sure that this is going to lay out the way I want it to. Give that a little press. Okay, I am embracing something old, something new. So you're going to see me bring in a few things in that are not included in the kit. But this here is, when you do your cuts, like I said, save every piece. When you do your cuts for the guide, which are already completed, you will have cut off 1 inch of the blue paper to get to here from each side, or from 2 sides. You cut it, rotate it once, cut it again. This is the 12-inch long piece. We're going to use those to bring in some of that blue. Let me slide this down to bring in some of that blue. And have, you know, a nice uniform across. All right, another one of those awesome zip strips. Okay. Right down the middle. Love that. That looks so great. Okay. I can see that that is going to work because I kind of already laid this out. So what I'm going to do is just kind of line this up here. I think right about there will work. Add a little bit of liquid adhesive. Okay. I'm going to let it hang over just a little bit so I can trim it. I wished I had done that on the little end over there, but done's better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Okay, so I have a couple of embellishments that I have off to the side. Something old, something new in everything I do. 2024 for me is all about cleaning out my stock, scrapbooking, actually getting my stuff done. But I want to use something that I have, and when I've used it enough, I just want to let it go. I want to simplify, which is one of the reasons why I really love our kits, because they are simplified. Everything's there to work with. But I'm pulling in it for all things. I have these UV coated complements, embellishments from our Cardstock Carnival sale. And I would buy these again. So, but I haven't been using them enough. So I have those off to the side. And right now I'm kind of just taking the bags that I had. I've punched them all out. They were 6 by 12 sheets. I took little cellophane bags. I just put the color on them. And I just put them back in here and I move them as I go. They're in the trays so I can grab them and use them. because they are this color palette. So all my other ones are not in the little photo trays right now because they don't match this color palette. All right, there we go. Now, this is a collage photo that I created on my selfie. A big shout out to my friend Jen who taught me how to do this, and really appreciate that. This is a continuation of my birthday celebration. This restaurant was on my bucket list and we went. This is my favorite part of my meal. Now, this is my whole dinner right here. Okay, and this dessert was incredible. It's one of the best creme brulees I've ever had. The crust on that creme brulee, magnificent. The sugar sculpture on the top, it was gorgeous. I am a foodie. And then what I have here is my husband with his arms stretched. Now, he might be holding my hand, but really what it looks like is he is waiting for his steak. I had to. This has become the biggest story of this birthday dinner, even though this is where I wanted to go. This steak is the biggest steak I have ever seen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my pictures in while I tell you a little bit about the steak. I'm just kind of following, touching the top and the bottom here, letting me see a little bit of that squirrely line at the bottom. And I have one of those blue compliments that I'm going to put around myself to highlight that it was my birthday. And I grabbed a red one that says happy. Okay, so this steak is, it's the biggest steak I've ever seen. And it was so funny because, you see the size of something on a menu as they describe it. And this is a pretty schwanky joint. And we were having this great time that I chose this. This is probably one of George's most memorable meals ever because of this steak. When they put it down, 2 tables down from us, there was a couple. And the man literally watched as the steak came and was placed in front of George. And he just had the biggest eyes. It was so funny. I just couldn't. I couldn't believe it was the biggest steak. You could have got 3 meals off of it. So yes, cooked to perfection. Look at the crust on that steak. Just absolutely amazing. But his steak, this is my entire dinner. Look at all the room I have on my plate. His steak took almost his entire plate. So, yeah, it's become the meat story. So I really wanted to make sure that I captured that, and I have lots of room for my journaling to do that. All right, I'm going to slide this under just a little bit, and I think I'm going to have that come up like over the banner maybe. Let's take a look. No, I think I like it down in the blue. All right, there we go. And I'm going to plan to do my journaling up here. I have multiple areas that I'm adding journaling on this layout. All right, this one's going to go right here, a little over the picture. So I kind of have them overlapping. And then I have this half circle that I kept from layout 1. I only needed a half circle, so I pulled and I cut that circle in half, and that's going to go right here. I like to do a lot of tucking, so I often will keep my adhesive away from my edges. Just so that I can slide things underneath of them. Okay. I'm going to put that happy right there. Once again, just making sure that I stay flat as I can. I would normally have foam tape everywhere on this. Okay, this is a die cut that says it's for project 1. And this is a die cut that was for project 2, but ta-da, they look, oh, I forgot to trace them with my marker. Let's see if I can lift that really quickly. It's not needed, but it's something I did on the first layout, so I like to keep consistency. I have these old markers that I will never color with again, but they work, the broad tips work great to do this really quick edging. And so I have just found a way to kind of repurpose them. And I did this little technique where I just kind of hold my marker on there for a couple minutes, and it gives, so it's not as clean. It gives like a little, it's just absorbing the ink. There you go. And I did that. So just kind of carrying over the exact same things we've already done. Okay, got to keep it flat. Don't want to get too puffy. So now I can take this little piece right here and add this birthday. And if you look at these flowers, I am going to lift it up. These are the most gorgeous. George has gotten me some of the most gorgeous flowers. Look at this. Aren't those beautiful? Okay, and are you ready? He does not send them from a florist. He actually stops at this favorite store that he has, and he picks out the flowers, and then he'll come home and put them in the vase for me and arrange them. And he's saving a ton of money, but what I love is the effort. I love that he puts that much effort, and they are gorgeous. They're always so pretty. Okay, let's add a few of all the things. All right, I have the Bluebird out to use because of those UVs, because, you know, we had so much of that color with the background pages on the first ones. So I'm going to be looking for, you know, just some stars and some hearts to keep with the consistency of what I did before. Oh, huh. Okay. My glue must want me to craft today. I'll just add a little bit of those and jazz this up. We still have lots of stickers as well, and we're also going to add some stickers. There are so many. I mean, this was a 6x12 sheet, and it is just full of so many things. There we go. I'm just going to keep picking through and finding different ones. Making sure I get that shiny side up. Okay, and I know there are some hearts in here as well. There's even some hearts when you punch out a few things that have hearts. You get an extra little heart in them. There's a little heart right there. Oh, let me grab the red. Don't want to forget to stay with my full color palette. Okay. And this would be my natural crafting process, what I'm doing right now. I would just have them open, I would pick them out, put them down, and then move on. So this is kind of, I don't always choose every little thing that I'm going to put on a layout. Sometimes I wait till it comes together because I will move things. Okay, there's this birthday girl that's right up here, the one in the red. And I wasn't sure if I was going to use the pink or the red, but I knew that I would use no foam tape, so I didn't have to prep it. All right, it says Happy Birthday Girl, and I'm going to stick that right off of one of these photos, or I think I'm going to go right down here with the birthday girl. See if I can just slide that just a little bit, but there we go with that, because that's that picture of me right there. So there we go. I need to save this for my journaling. I'm going to do journaling on 1/4 of an inch. Someone had asked how I'm able to do it on 1/4 of an inch. These are our Le Pens. They are the finest tip. So when you have a super fine tip pen, you can just write smaller. So it all hail the pen, you know, so that's where it is. Okay. And then It's Your Day is down here. There's a party time. There's a hip, hip, hooray. I'm going to be saving It's Your Day, hip, hip, hooray, yay, here's to you and all about you for a celebration page and not a birthday page. I am looking at this. It's my birthday, and I'm gonna be using that in just a second. So I'm peeling that off for part 2. But what I want to do is I want to grab one more little extra, and I can't do I did not eat cake, so I don't want to do the cake. I think I'm gonna do this little one right here. They look like torn washi tape, and I'm just going to add that to the top of this picture. There we go. Now, for my photos, I did the white border around these, so I only had to single mat them. I did the same matting. I brought in that checkered that I already used, and you'll be using your photos. These are about 3x4s, and this is about a 4x6. It's actually smaller, because that's what I get from a selfie. All right, I'm going in, and now I'm going to just look for like the little stars and stuff like that. Add a little jade star to right here. There we go. And then I'm also going to add, oh, there's so many, you know, you start crafting with this, and then as you get into it, you realize just how many there are. I want a different size star. I think I want this one right here, actually. I'm just, you know, paying attention to my colors. There we go. And then this star over here that has Sundance with that little black dots, I want to grab that. I'm going to put that over here. I think I'll put it kind of peeking out. There we go. And that's just because I'll be incorporating some of that in just a second. And I think we're done. Love it. So it will open up just like this, and I'll show you that after we finish the inside. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is this will flip back. When you have your flip flap right now, you can feel it. This is the part you peel off. And I'm just going to open that up and slide that right down in there. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to show you this, but I have to take it out when we're done. I'm going to be adding some of our Stickles gels to it, but I do want you to kind of take a look at it so you can see how the flip flap is going to work. Here we go. Just want to make sure nothing gets stuck as we slide it in, so I'm just kind of flipping it back and forth, making sure I get underneath of all my stickers, or don't get underneath of all my stickers. In truth, I normally lean them up against my body to slide them in, but I'm on video. So I'm like, okay, just keep going. There we go. All right, so there you go. And now it will lay flatter because I didn't put a lot of foam tape on the inside. We'll attach it to our page protector and it will flip up like this. Okay, let's go ahead and do that other one. Okay, this is the inside of this one. So this will lay like this and then flip up. Okay, and I have promised my gang to show a couple of these, and this is actually another one that I'm showing. All right, so I have my pictures matted. I did this one without a border, so I double matted it. I used some Sundance. I do sometimes pull in papers that are not included in the kit. That is one of the things that I did. I wanted to add some Sundance to this. So I just grabbed my scraps and did that, and I did a double mat just for same flow of what I've already done. This is a 1 1/4 inch piece cut the very top of the 12 by 12. The opposite side of this is, I have it right here for you, this. And I've cut 1 1/4 straight off of that top. Okay, gave me that banner piece right there. I think that looks great. Here is that zip strip that is the black and white polka dot. We put that star on the other one, just kind of bringing that in. And on the other portion of the layout that we did in the prior video, this is the pattern that is used on one of the die cuts. I love how everything matches. We're just putting that right across there to give a little bit of a transition for when we open the flip flap. Okay, this is really special. So we actually had to end up moving our January crop, the year I celebrated this birthday, to February. So it made our February crop Winterfest, which is a special crop that I have coming up this Saturday. Winterfest is always how we kick the year off. It includes an awesome brunch and they're so much fun. But my friend Debbie, who has the kindest heart, actually ordered this cake for me. This was my 50th birthday just a couple years ago. And this cake was just too much. Happy 50th birthday, Tina. It was delicious. So delicious. Look how gorgeous that cake is. I wanted the cake to stand out the most here because that's the story I'm going to tell here with that Sundance. And here is a picture of me enjoying that cake. Look at the size of that piece of cake I had. It was so delicious, but I do have a story to tell because Debbie ended up not feeling well. So she drove from a long distance, I want you to know, to pick this cake up, to deliver this cake so that we could have it, and then didn't even get to stay and enjoy it. She has a really kind heart. She's just super awesome. So that was so special to me. And I want to make sure that I document that. So here's me with the cake. All right. And then here's me with the cake. I'm going to kind of put those two like that and then bring this here nice and straight in the center so that I have a little bit of room to decorate and to journal. Actually, I think I'm going to raise that up because I have a story to tell. Give me a little bit more room, and I will probably do my journaling on 1/4-inch strips again for the simple reason I'm going to center this with what's left for the simple reason that if I mess up, it's not on my page. It's just a quick fix for me. Okay, grabbing this, I want to add a couple of stickers. There's this little cupcake sticker right here, and I was looking at that, but I want to add you know, some type of a tab like I did on the other page. Here it is. Let's eat cake. So I am doing the let's eat cake, and that's going right here. I know some of you probably figured that out. Let's eat cake right there. And then these little guys right here, they're super cute. And I think I want to create a little, we'll take the jade, excuse me, the bluebird and the candy apple. And I am going to slide them under this photo here that's on the end. And I'll slide one up a little bit more. So it'll create that there. And then I want to add a little something right here as well before we put on our final little things. I know I'm using this on another layout. Can't wait to share that with you. I feel like I want to stay with the circles. So I think I'm going to do this little cupcake maybe. I think I'm going to go for the big star, even though I kind of want to add a circle. I feel like the circles are already at the bottom of the page for this. I'm going to add that star. Okay, taking a little bit of the sticky off in case I want to move it. Okay. I kind of like it straight. I really want it to be on foam tape. I feel like since I didn't use any foam tape, it'll be okay. Let's go ahead and put this on a little bit of foam tape. If you're new to joining me here, my name is Tina, and I do have a foam tape problem. All right, I like to use a lot of foam tape. Way more than you need. Our foam tape is awesome. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. And then now let's grab that. It's my birthday. All right. I think this is going to be perfect. I have this from this month's Stamp of the Month, and I was thinking about putting these here, but now what I think I'm going to do is I'll save those for something else. This, it's my birthday. I know that this is meant to kind of go behind here, but I feel like I actually want it to go on my photo. So I'm going to just trim off the little file folder portion. All right. There we go. Those little side things. And now it just kind of looks like a sticker. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay, let's go ahead and add in a few of our embellishments. Our little extras. Now, I need to save a lot of room for my journaling, so we're just going to add a few. I'm going to start with this little heart. I've just been kind of doing the same thing, you know, whatever is good for one page here is good for another. And I wasn't sure, but I think I am going to add it. I have this piece is the other piece of that 1 inch that we cut off. And I think what I'd like to do is tuck some of it. Now you can cut it in half and make it a little thinner. I'm just going to rip it and then rip it at the bottom. And I have about 3 inches, and we really don't need this much. So if you want to save, if you like to tuck, this paper was exclusive. So, you know, there's a little less of it. If you want to cut it in half so you can use it someplace else, you can do that. I'm just going to slide a little piece of it right there. There we go. And now I can add a couple of these little guys right here. All right, and now to find a little Sundance piece I can add. Let's check our sticker sheet. There we go. Ta-da. And really, you could always add to your embellishments just by simply using thin cuts and cutting plenty. Okay, so I'm going to have these little strips here. I'll give you an idea. I will just have these little strips here as I tell my story. I'll probably start with a shorter one, and then I'll just add those in. And that's going to complete this. Now, I do want to add the Stickles glitter glue so that you can see that. And I will take the flip flap out after I show it. Oh, what a gift. That little guy knew it didn't belong in there. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is just kind of put the page back together for you here on camera so you can kind of see the entire thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the glitter gels. And you can see we did over a page again today because that's what we're prepping for. All right, so this is going to sit on here just like this. Come to your scrapbook, boom, it flips open, and when it flips open, you're going to see this. I'll turn it sideways so you can see how big it is. It's going to be this big. Okay, because that whole thing is flipping up, and that is what we just created. Isn't that a lot of fun? Easy. Just breaking it down into those simpler steps, the smaller steps, doing 3. Now, all of my other projects are way more simpler than this. I am trying to at least once with each product line, doing something that I would call over the top. That's the way I describe it, is over the top. All right, so this will be able to sit here. We have our Aquarius Stickles gels. I know these are out because I've already been contacted, but they are due back this month. So just make sure you keep an eye out for them to come back in stock. They are super pretty. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to grab some of those. And if you watched my other 2, you'll know that I'm going to be putting these on with my ring finger. Okay, I'm okay if I end up putting some journaling over this because they're going to act as a really nice background for me for that. Just dabbing it where I can. And I swipe it in case you miss so that I get the bigger, chunkier stars that are in this. So that's why I try to swipe across instead of just dabbing my finger so I can hopefully pick some of those up. I'm going to add some right down here. You get so many in here. It's amazing, but I really do like this color. Such a beautiful color with that bluebird. I mean, it's almost like they were made to go together. Okay, same thing here, even though I'm going to be putting my journaling on there. I like the idea of having some there, and if it ends up being background, all the better. I have less room on this one. I have more control using my ring finger than the tool. That's why I kind of do it this way. All right, right up here, I think I'm just going to add a little bit right around that cluster that we have as well. I think that's going to do it. Okay. All right. And we're done. I think that this has really turned out to be a special project. What's really nice is, you know, a lot of times now when I talk to people, there are multiple ways that they're celebrating their birthday. They have, you know, one thing with family members. They have another thing that might just be with their spouse. They have another thing that might be with their besties, or they have something that's going on at work. And you can see this is a great way to have it all come together in one layout. So once again, we created this fun, interactive, flip out layout. And look, beautiful cake, beautiful meat, right? I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you found this video useful and helpful, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me here in the YouTube community. And if you leave me a comment, I promise you I'll get back to you. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for letting me spend some time with you. Bye-bye.